It runs on batteries?
Yeah. So this is really great news, and I can't wait to see how Microsoft integrates this new remote play into the new Xbox 3. And I can't wait for the Xbox 3 to come out because Halo 26, damn, it's got me hard. Rackham, and then then his next video isn't even a dick. It's like like some slide puzzle that you do yourself to form a dick. And
You have to use your dick.
and then the next video is Microsoft formally announcing that they've bought the rights to the United States. This is really so on a cold, morning. It's it's a cold afternoon, and it's overcast, so it looks like morning. And the president comes out and he announces to his fellow Americans, I,
Americans.
Phil Spencer, have announced that, ever since I left Microsoft in 2017 because I didn't like the direction the company was going, uh, I've been your president for, quite some time since we've been in the Second Great
He
Depression.
runs for president?
And, I feel really bad, because Microsoft has been buying a lot of places, so it, I, it, I hate to say this, but I have made the bold decision of surrendering to Microsoft's forces because I don't want to see any more Americans die, especially on American soil.
Die?
So after interviewing President and CEO of Microsoft, Morgan Freeman Jr., uh, he said, I think the president made a very brave choice in surrendering. It must be very hard, and he probably saved much more than millions of lives because of that.
But it was
So,
too.
after the formal announcement, Microsoft's forces got onto American soil and started parading around the streets with their giant tanks and
Oh my
stuff
god.
and helicopters and stuff and completely overrun America.
But they were on American soil anyways.
Well, they got kicked out because they bought temporarily.
They
Because
moved to Europe because they bought Europe.
yeah, they temporarily moved there. So yeah, Microsoft now is in control of the United States. So
How
the
did they
next
buy Europe before they bought the United States?
is Europe is smaller.
No,
So
it's not.
so so the
Size
next
wise,
so
yes,
the
it is.
the next video is just random pictures of objects that just so happen to be shaped like dicks, and then And
He
then
just giving
this
up.
next video is about the resistance. You see, after Microsoft bought United States, I think some people didn't like that. So they started fighting back. And the resistance, went on. It's still going on to this day, but it's definitely dwindled. You see, Microsoft was getting really mad at all this, so they've hosted every day since this resistance has been causing them problems on moving westward towards the California area.
They
Uh,
bought the United States.
well, since they came on the East Coast because they came from Europe and they're slowly moving across America to liberate it. So, they come into contact with resistance. So, because of this, Microsoft has issued 200 public executions a day for random civilians. Even if you're innocent, you have to go to the execution and you have to be sacrificed because Microsoft just won't allow for this type of resistance.
What?
So, as Microsoft continues to liberate America and seize it and under their control, resistance not good. But I can't wait to see how Microsoft integrates this whole storyline to the newest Titanfall game. That's going to be pretty cool. So then the next video is not even any anatomy. It's just a picture of a pillow that looks like it had a dick laying on it prior. And then the next is is Microsoft announcing that they have bought Sony.
Did they ever
The
buy?
war is over.
So after Microsoft bought Sony, a lot of morale started to deplete around the entire world. After that happened, Microsoft with ease liberated the entire of America and continued to move up towards Canada and stuff like that,
They took over Canada.
which where very little resistance there. And then but at the same time, they also moved downwards, liberated Mexico, liberated the entire of South America,
It was
and
a tough
just
job though.
continued moving west until they got to Asian countries and completely took over Japan, China, and basically most of those East Asian countries. They made a unified country to fight together, put aside their differences, but still Microsoft prevailed.
Even North Korea.
Yeah, they prevailed anyway, and they slowly liberated and converted all civilians there with their new technology. You see, Connect is now just Connect. It's a person, and
Your own personal sex slave.
and Connects. You see, people aren't just going to change to Microsoft, but we have to show them why they should change to Microsoft. So, scanning their retinal displays, we can send messages to their brain and permanently rewire them to like Microsoft and completely hate everything that isn't a Microsoft product. So after instead of bringing actual guns to the fight, all they did was go in their helicopters, flash that, and everybody like, I love Microsoft, and there was no resistance whatsoever. It's actually quite creepy when you think about it, because this sounds like a fucking zombie invasion. Um,
But what did Google have to say about this?
Microsoft bought Google. Well, no, Microsoft didn't buy Google. They owned Google, man. They owned it the entire time. Just nobody knew. Uh, so
I trusted them.
So they slowly liberate the rest of Asia and move downward to Australia, and finally the entire world has been liberated by Microsoft, and it's now under control by Microsoft because everybody has now been flashed with a retinal display.
You left out Africa.
Africa. Okay, well that happened later on. Uh, um, so now Microsoft has liberated the entire world. All the civilians are now basically, they all got retinal scans, so they're all permanently rewired to like Microsoft, except one. Phil Spencer never got retinal scanned, and he is a badass.
But what about Vin Diesel?
No, Vin Diesel died after he tried to protect Shuhei Yoshida. He took a bullet for him. So,
Is that the prologue to the Genesis Frenzy movie?
no.
How about Will Smith?
Dude, Will
Speak it out. Yeah,
Will Smith plays on
Bella.
Xbox, so he didn't need to be converted. So basically, the entire world is now run by Microsoft.
No, Will Smith was a double agent. He pretended he liked Microsoft the entire time.
He pulled a Samuel Jackson.
This is my story, man.
Fine then.
So now the
I
entire
thought it
world-
was Crap Gamer's story.
So the entire world is now owned by Microsoft, and they're starting out to spread to other planets like Venus and Eurasia and Sonic.
Venus is so hot though.
So
Everyone will die.
So once Microsoft fully takes over the solar system, only time will tell, and I can't wait to see how they integrate this story into the new fucking game.
That was beautiful.
I know.
I recorded most of it.
Oh God.
I'm gonna rewatch this someday.
That was completely on the fly. Well, anyway, enough of that nonsense.
You never got to Africa.
Africa like sinks to the bottom because they forgot to put floaties.
This
Okay.